Hey everybody, and welcome back to video number 4 inside of the Facebook Live series, Social Media Manager Startup. I'm Danielle Welch. I am the owner and founder of Bridge Consulting and Design, which is a social media marketing and consulting business that got started in about 2018. So if this is your first time tuning in with me, there's 3 other videos before this that get into all of my background and everything. So make sure you go back and watch those. That you can find them here on my page. You can also find them on my YouTube channel, but just wanted to say that I'm so excited for everybody that's been along on this journey so far. We are about halfway through the month and halfway through the video series, and today I'm going to go off the path a little bit. Pretty much up to this point, I've been talking about what do you need in order to be a social media manager. I've talked about the technical side of that. I've talked about the mindset. I've talked about specifically some strategy stuff, how I got my social media management business going. So up until this point, I've been pretty hands-on in giving my experience and advice and perspective on what you can do to start your own social media marketing business as well. But today, I'm not going to talk about anything that's technical. I'm not going to talk about social media strategy. I'm not going to be giving any tips on that. So if that's what you wanted today, and you don't want to stick around, I totally understand, but I think today's going to be pretty valuable because today I want to do kind of an exercise, and this might be a shorter video, but I want to do something today that really gets your wheels turning, okay? Because for me, when I started this business, it was really just an opportunity for me to transition out of the corporate world. As a marketing consultant, I worked 40 hours a week working with businesses and developing digital marketing plans with them, selling them into services and programs that made the most sense for their businesses. I did that at my job. Developed this skill set kind of outside of my job, and then I transitioned to being full-time self-employed. Began working 40 hours a week when I started this business. And I was really just looking to kind of transition myself out of the corporate world. So basically put myself in the position of owning my own job, which is cool, you know, and I enjoy that. But I was 28 weeks pregnant at the time. My oldest daughter, she was in in-home daycare. But I really I knew when the second baby was coming that I wanted to have more time. I needed to have more time to be able to take care of her, raise her, and didn't want to have to send her off to daycare or get a nanny. And so I was like, I got to figure out how to make this thing work. And I believe it was on day 2, I talked about some systems and processes that I put into place to be able to streamline some things and increase my income while scaling back the amount of time that I put into this. And so I was able to do that within, you know, about 3 or 4 months of starting this business. I had a full-time income coming in. For me and my family, that looks about $3,000 to $4,000 a month. By month number 9, we had about $10,000 of revenue coming through this business. But I had to work 60 hours a week or so. I had to work a lot. I was working like during the day, at night, like I was stressed to the max, new baby at that time, like to make more money, I had to work more time. And I just personally, like, I don't want to live the rest of my life living on a sliding scale that says, if you want more money, then you have to give up time. I wanted to operate off of that sliding scale. And it's possible, right? There's so many things out there that you can do to create income differently. My husband and I have been working on creating a cash flow asset for our family for the last 7 years that pays us a nice passive income. And that's continuing to grow. I got out of the corporate arena because I never wanted to be in that position of trading my time for money. This business here, I've scaled it to where I don't have to always work a lot just to create a lot of income. I've wanted time, you know, like for me and my family, we want time together. We want to do things as a family, but we want to do things in our community. We want to serve other people. And just, you know, quite honestly, like working forever, I don't want my identity to be wrapped up in a career necessarily. So for me, you know, and for us, like me being in a position to work for myself, work from home, and be a social media marketer, do strategy calls and consulting, all of that. I enjoy this work. I truly do. It's not the end goal for us. If you listen in video number 1, I talk about how For me, this business is a bridge to gap between where we're trying to go with our family. But you know, for you, maybe you're in that phase where I was in, you know, working my full-time job. I did enjoy the work that I did, but it wasn't me getting to make these decisions. It wasn't me writing my own paycheck. You know, I was selling a product and service that was somebody else's baby, if that makes sense. And I personally wanted some more ownership in my life. The last company I worked for was really amazing. I had an incredible boss. She actually inspires me today still. She's a wonderful woman, and I would not regret my time there, but I had a click that happened for me that said, I really want to work on my own. You know, I really want to do this. And so maybe that's like you. Maybe you've got that itch and you are wanting to, you know, maybe you've been tuning into this series because you know you want to be a social media manager or a marketer or a freelancer or some whatever word you want to use there, but you just don't know where to begin. That's why I've been doing this entire series, you guys, is to inspire and to try to give some push and direction to you. So today we're going to do something a little bit different. I want to get you dreaming a little bit, okay? And I want you to just really think about, take how many hours you work in a week right now. You know, let's just assume that you have a full-time job, okay? And you are somebody like me. I'm basing this off of my own experience, okay? So you work 40 to 50 hours a week when you include like getting ready time, travel time. Imagine being able to reduce that by half, right? And still keep the same amount of income coming in. What would you do with that extra 20 hours in your week, right? For me and my family, that definitely means slower mornings. I'm not having to get up, you know, and get myself ready for the day before 7 o'clock in the morning. I get to enjoy that time with my girls in the morning and eating breakfast. And for us, we really like to put on worship music in the morning, just kind of get our day started off that way. You know, kind of get a little things done around the house, and then play a little bit, you know, and then moving into a little bit of work time, you know. If my husband's not home, then sometimes I'll have a sitter come over and watch the girls for a few hours so I can be very attentive on my work. Or if he's here today, so he's downstairs playing with the girls, and I'm here with you guys. This is part of work time for me. Get work done in a couple of hours, and then spend the rest of the day doing what we want to do with our family, right? That's kind of a typical day for us. That means maybe we go to the gym, right? Go to the pool, go to the park. I homeschool my oldest, who's almost 5, which I can't believe, but so I get to spend that time with her, you know, and that's because putting myself in a position where I've learned how to streamline things as a social media manager, and I don't have to work a full 8-hour day to get everything done that I need to get done. What would that do for you? You know, if you're watching me live right now and you're here with me, like, I want you to answer in the comment section. Like, if you had, and even if you're watching and you're not somebody that's thinking like, I want 20 hours back in my week, you know, as a social media manager, like, if you're here, you're watching and you're paying attention, like, just take a moment. What would you do with an extra 20 hours back in your week if you didn't have to go to work to make a paycheck on that? Some people would choose to still work, and that's awesome. If that's what you want to do it, right? But what would 20 hours a week back into your life give to you? What things would you begin to prioritize? You know, what would that be? You know, some people, they would prioritize more reading, maybe going to the gym more, doing more in their city to get more familiar with their community. What would that be? You know, make sure you're dropping those in the comments. And if you're catching this on the replay, do the same thing. The reason that I wanted to do an activity like this today is because entrepreneurship, it's hard fought for, right? To be successful in running your own social media marketing business, or being a real estate agent, or you know, doing anything in the entrepreneurial space, any type of traditional business ownership, you do get control and freedom of deciding when you're writing your paycheck, what you do with your schedule, things like that. But it is something that has to be fought for, right? And for me, when I started this entire deal, like, I knew I didn't want to work that 40-hour work week. So I had to learn from others in my industry on how to put processes in place so that I could buy some of my time back. What that looked like was creating systems around creating social media content for my clients. I could no longer post for my clients every single day manually. I needed to put a system in place where I could work ahead in order. It's like you have to work ahead a little bit to buy future time back, right? That's a system that I had to put into place. I had to be okay with delegating and outsourcing work that was taking me too much time, right? Like there are certain aspects of content creation that I'm not the best at and I'm not the most efficient. So I have a virtual assistant team that can do some of those things for me in a quarter of the time. Do I have to pay them? Absolutely, but I'm willing to pay somebody else to do it for me if it helps me get time back, right? And I'm getting an opportunity there to give somebody an income, which is really exciting. You know, for me and for a lot of people in my kind of position as a social media marketer, manager, strategist, freelancer, whatever you want to call it, a lot of times we are doing what we do, not just for ourselves too, it's for other people, you know? I think about what I do with that extra 20 hours in my week right now. Like right now, I'm 2.5 years into this business, 2 years into this business, excuse me. And I work 12 hours a week now. It's not even 20 hours anymore. It's like 12. Still creating a full-time income there. And again, it's because systems have been put into place. I've developed processes to be able to do that in my business. And I don't say any of that to brag. I say that to say, like, I know how to do that. I teach people now that how to do that, how to scale. But it's like, what can you do with that extra time? Who can you give that time to? I really believe that for me, whenever I focus on like an outcome or a result that's kind of like selfish driven, hear this the right way. I think you should have things that motivate you for you. Like, I want to create more income so we can travel more. I want to buy some of my time back so I can go to the gym more and spend more time with my family. I think that's important. But I think you're going to find yourself having a stronger why and driving force when you make the focus of that on other people, right? So I put a lot of that on like my family. Like I do a lot of the things that I do for my family, right? Or for individuals and couples that my husband and I mentor that I want to be able to serve them at a higher level. I just need more time to be able to do that, right? Or being out in the marketplace and learning more about people in my community, meeting people, doing like, I don't want to be a stay-at-home mom. I want to be an out and about mom. I want to do things. I want to go places. And you need time to be able to do that. This bridge for me with my social media management business, this bridge to living that financially independence lifestyle, this has helped me to be able to do that and start to kind of chip away at living that life that I want to be able to live. So maybe for you, maybe you've been considering, you know, starting a social media management business, thinking about becoming a freelancer. Maybe you don't work a full-time job right now. Maybe you actually do stay home with your children full-time and you need to create some income for your family outside of, you know, what it is that your spouse is doing. And, you know, you don't want to do, you know, some side hustle thing or whatever that might look like. Maybe you have an interest in developing this skill set. Because I'm opening up, starting next week, I'm going to be opening up registration for a group coaching program that I'm doing where it's going to be a 6-month program that I'm going to be basically hands-on group coaching 15 individuals who want to become social media managers. There's going to be opportunities to get one-on-one coaching with me. The first 5 people who sign up for that program will get one-on-one coaching with me outside of group calls. But I really am looking forward to sharing all of this with you guys starting next week and what that program looks like. It's going to be very intensive. I'm going to take 7 years of digital marketing and social media marketing experience. And in that 6 months, I'm going to give everything that I've got to the students in that program. From the very beginning of how to create a social media strategy, learning the tools of social media, how to create systems and processes to scale your business, How to find clients is usually the biggest thing that people are concerned about. How to market yourself as a social media marketer. There's going to be guest experts that come in and talk about bookkeeping for your business, doing sales calls. I'm going to invite somebody in to do that. How to brand yourself and learn branding for your customers. I'm going to invite somebody in to do that. I'm going to have digital marketing experts come in. I'm going to have people that have been extremely successful using Pinterest marketing come in. This group coaching program over 6 months is going to be intense. It's, for me, becoming a social media manager has helped create an income of no less than $50,000 a year for our family. And I work 12 hours a week, you guys. I believe that with this knowledge and this information that somebody can really create something beautiful for their own life and for their family. And I think that learning this skill set, you'll have the ability to help a lot of business owners, right? At the end of the day, like, my why is absolutely my family. That's why number one is my family. But why number two is I started this business to be an advocate and be a different resource for small businesses and entrepreneurs who need social media marketing help. Whether I'm consulting them and teaching them what to do for themselves, whether me and my team are doing the management and fulfillment for them, like, I wanted to start this so that I could be a resource to businesses that they didn't have someone who could relate to them, right? I care tremendously about the success of small businesses in America. This year's been nuts, right? And it's really impacted small business owners. They still need to be able to market themselves. And a lot of times small businesses have to pull the trigger back on, they have to pull back on what they're investing into their business from a marketing standpoint when money gets tight. Well, I created an online course this year to be able to give them that knowledge themselves. I just want to advocate for my clients all the time. Like, that's a driving why for me, is the success of the small business industry, right? So figuring out what that why is, I think, is going to be a driving force to starting your own freelance business. So I'm very excited about launching that group coaching program. The doors will be open for that here at the end of the month. But today, I just wanted to do that exercise of allowing you to kind of push the envelope in your mind a little bit, dream a little bit. If you have the ability to buy back 20 hours in your work week, because you develop a skill set of becoming a social media marketer and you can create your own schedule, what would that time do for you, right? Again, like I've mentioned, for me and my husband, it's done a lot for us. It's not our end game by any means. We are still working on developing our full-time passive income to where we can be fully, just living in our value system. This has been able to bridge a gap for us. It's been able to allow me as a mom to stay home. You don't have to be a mom. Okay, you could be a guy, want to be a stay-at-home dad. Maybe you're single, maybe no kids, whatever it is. It's been able to create some options for us, and I want to teach what I've learned to people inside of my group coaching program. So allow yourself to dream a little bit. And if you have an interest in learning more about the group coaching program that's going to be released at the end of this month, there's a link in the caption here, but it's socialwithdanielle.com/SMM for social media manager. So SMM startup. You can get more information on that as soon as I start to release it. By registering on that wait list, you're not committing to anything. You're just getting on the newsletter list. So when I start to release information, you're going to be the first to know, because there are going to only be 15 slots in that group coaching program. The first 5 signups for the group coaching program will get one-on-one coaching with me. So that's going to be me coaching you hands-on, a couple of calls in a month, how to find clients, helping you build out your strategy plan. And outside of that, it's going to be a group intensive program, okay? So very excited about that. Allow yourselves to dream, thinking outside of the box. What could you do with that extra time back in your week? How would you spend it? Because I believe that by starting your own freelance business, you have the ability to start to create your life a little bit, right? You're still operating on that left-hand side of what I call a cash flow quadrant. Robert Kiyosaki talks about it. So you're still creating your income actively as a social media manager, but it does give you a little bit more freedom, it does give you a little bit more opportunity to live life on your terms, maybe as you're working on transitioning over to that right-hand side. So anyways, hope you guys have a blessed day. I'm excited for the next 4 videos. Let me pull out the calendar. I've been trying to be good about telling you what's coming. So let's see here. Next time I'm going to be talking about the top concerns that people have in becoming a social media manager or freelancing. So I'll be talking about the top concerns there that people have. I'm going to be doing a training. It's going to be part of the series, but I want to talk about social media strategy. Somebody talking about that a little bit. And then I'll be doing a webinar event, a live webinar event that you'll have to pre-register for sometime at the end of next week. And then I'll do a couple more videos at the end of the month, so the last week of the month. So anyways, thanks for tuning in today. Make sure that you dream a little bit, allow yourself to think outside of the box, and can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Take care.